Now you're probably thinking, like, what is he doing? Why does he have that on his face? I'm gonna be honest with you. I really got something to say. I just don't know what I want to say. I feel like I want to express myself a little bit, but I don't have an exact thing to talk about. But I'm gonna just share with you what's on my heart, because I've been thinking about you. Been thinking about you a lot, and I feel like if I can get this off to you, it'll be better for you. See, this is one thing I'm realizing. This Cornelius virus that's going on is crazy. All right, it's crazy. Y'all need to be careful. Wear your mask. I had one on, and I'm in the house. But it's crazy. There's a lot of stuff changing. There's a lot of different things going on right now. I'm hot. I knew I should have had that fan in here. But what I'm trying to get you to understand, what I want you to see just in general, is you got to come out of this like on fire. You got to come out of this on another level. You cannot go into this moment, because this coronavirus started in March. So at the end of this, when it's all over and done with, you can't be right where you started, right where this started. You got to be at another level. But you may be like, I don't know where to start. And that's cool. I'm gonna help you out. That's what we're gonna talk about today. Where to start with the Corona package. I don't want to call it Corona package because that's kind of bad. Where to start? We just gonna call it where to start. The post-Corona pack. Let's do that. And y'all know I'm big on like entrepreneurship. I'm big on purpose. So I'm gonna keep it in that. I'm gonna be myself. We're gonna talk a little bit. We're gonna make it happen. So, what should you do? What should come out of this? Of course, you should be better. Number one, you should be better. When any time has passed by, you should be better than where you were before. A little more advanced in some area, whatever the case may be. That's the first thing. The second thing is your surroundings should change. Because if you change, then the people around you should change as well. Because you know the old saying, a bird of a feather flock together. So if you change, then some people around you got to change as well. So that's the second thing. The first thing is you got to change. The second thing is your environment got to change. And the third thing is you got to get some productivity. What I mean productivity, I don't mean just saying you got to be productive. I want you to be profitable as well. That's my focus on this whole post-Corona pack. I want you to be productive and profitable. So let's start on the first one. How do you better yourself? So you can be in a few different situations in this period. You can be like, all right, I know what I want to do. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to school for it. I'm working for it. I'm making it happen. Cool. That's it. You already got the first step. You just got to keep on going. You got to keep on going on that journey. What is it that you can learn that's going to take you to that next level? So I ain't going to talk to y'all because you already know what y'all do. Matter of fact, I'm going to say something to y'all. First of all, anybody, I'm going to take it back because when I was in high school, I was not that person. I was the person that didn't know what I wanted to do. I went to college not knowing what I wanted to do. I just went to college because that's what my family said it was a good idea to get your credits. You know, go get your associate's degree. Go get your basics, and then you can do that. It took me 4 years to get a 2-year degree, and I didn't really get the degree yet, so my math was off. But that was because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So for all you people that know what you want to do, forget y'all, because that ain't right. But for those people who don't know what they want to do, I want to talk to y'all. Because that can be a very agonizing position to be in. It's like everybody talking about, oh, I want to do this, I want to be this, I want to study this is the type of field I want to get to, and you just listening like, yeah, man, that's good. I hope you don't ask me what I want to do because I really don't know. And I'm going to put something together And I'm gonna say, like, I'm gonna tell you, because I know what the answer is. I would say something like, when I get asked that, I would say something like, I'm just gonna go to school, get my basics done, and just figure out, I really want to do something I really enjoy doing. I just don't want to pick no random job that I just make money from. But I'm trying to wait until I find that exact thing. That was my excuse. That's the thing I would say all the time. I just want to. I don't want to, and I make it seem like it's like the other person is bad. Like, I don't want to do something that I just going to make money. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy my life. But that was my real reason. Like, what was behind that, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I didn't want to tell people, I have no idea. Because you in high school, going to college, not knowing what you want to do is a big problem in other people's eyes. So how do you find out what is it that you want to do? And I'm going to tell you the answer. The answer is you don't. No, I'm just playing. The answer, if you don't know what you want to do, then you got to figure that out. And it's crazy that I said that, but that's exactly what it is. But what I want you to do, I want you to do a little different. You got to do it a little different, because if you try to do it the way that everybody else tells you to do it, then you're going to end up just like them. Now, one thing I did, I made sure that I looked at everybody's situation, and I looked at everybody that, said they knew what they wanted to do, and I looked at their life where it was, where it was when I was talking to them, and from what they said they wanted to do to the point that they were today, that day, they weren't completely satisfied with it. So I'm like, okay, so maybe you didn't really know what you wanted to do. You just kind of thought you did. And it made you look good because you got your degrees, you got all that. And I'm not knocking anybody that got degrees, nothing like that. But you're not as happy as you want to be, but you want me to go in the same direction that you went. So that doesn't make sense to me. And what most people tell you is to get a degree based on how much money you will make. Yeah. And that's complete. It may make sense to some people, but that is foolishness. That is complete foolishness. Because I'm gonna share something with you, and this is something that I learned. I keep on moving in this chair because trying to get comfortable. I can never. You know what I realized? I could never just talk and just sit. I have to move. Like I talk with my hands. Like I can't talk like this. This is uncomfortable to me. I'm just But I have to move. So if y'all are annoyed by me moving so much, well, turn the camera off and turn it back on. I don't care. But what was I saying? Yeah. So doing stuff because you make a lot of money from it. You got to understand that money is not everything. Number one. And I'm not saying that from a perspective of, everybody shouldn't have a lot of money. No, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to make a lot of money. Like, guaranteed. Matter of fact, I'm not going to. I'm making a lot of money because I'm already speaking it. Because I already have the plan in place to make a lot of money. So it ain't coming from that perspective. But if you go in with the knowledge of, or with the mindset that I want to find something that's going to make me a lot of money, so I need to study that, and you have no passion or no fuel behind it, then you've lost already. You've already lost. Like, why would you get into something that's going to make you money, but it makes you miserable at the same time? I always use this analogy. I really like this. So when I first started working, my first job, my first real job. Is it a real job? Okay, my first job, not working with my parents or a seasonal job. I was working at Aeropostale, the clothing store. I don't even know how much I was making back then. It was minimum wage. I'm sure it was 10 years ago. No, that was over 10 years ago. Golly. But yeah, so I was making a certain amount of money. Let's just say I was making $8 an hour, right? I wouldn't work 40 hours a week. I would just work, let's say, 20 hours a week. So every week or every 2 weeks, I would bring home 20 times 8. That's $160. Is that $160? Dang, that's bad. 20 times 8 Yeah, 160. So for every 2 weeks, I'll bring home $320. That's before tax. So I'm just, yeah. So we just painting the picture, right? So for every month, I will be making about $640 a month. And whenever I would get paid, I'd be like, man, I wish I made more money. I wish I could make more money. I just wish I could make more money and more money. Every time I see that check, I'm like, oh, I'm making money, but I wish I could make more money. And then I leveled up. From there, I started working at Randall's, the grocery store. And I was like, I started making more. I was making like $9 an hour. I was like, oh, $1 more. So I started working a little bit more hours because this is the time I was in college. So I was going to school, going to college. So I was able to work in a few more hours on that. So let's just say I would work 30 hours a week. So 9 times 30 hours a week, that's $180 in a week times 2. That is 360. That's $360. So every 2 weeks, I would bring home $360. Every month, I would bring. Why am I throwing myself in this pit like this, trying to do all this math? It's 2 carry to 1. 3, $720. Every month, I'll bring home $720. So I'll get that check every month, be like, yo, $720, this is lit. Because before, I used to make a little bit less, like $500 something. Now I got $200 more. I'm working, but I wish I made some more money because this ain't everything. I need to pay stuff. I want to buy stuff. But I'll go to work and I'll make it happen. But I just wish I made more money. Then the next year, I start working at Chase. Now I'm 18 years old. 18 years old. Working at Chase, got the suit on, suited and booted. I thought I was the man. I promise nobody could tell me anything. I thought I was the man. 18-year-old working at Chase Bank. Oh, I'm a professional. My name is Mr. Hodge. I was making $10 an hour. Now I'm not about to go through all that math, but let's just say I was making $1,200. So I'll get that check every month, $1,200. I'm like, yes, I got it. But I need some more money because this ain't going to cut it. See, I say all that to say, I later realized that as you get older, your expenses and the things that you want to buy are going to grow as well. So you got to not go in it with how much money you're going to make whenever you're picking your occupation, because you always are going to want to make more. You're always going to want to make more opportunities. So if you pick something that just solely on the basis of making money, that's always a chase. That's always a gamble. That's always something you're shooting for. You got to find something else that fuels you, because that race is going to get tired. You're going to be like, yo, I'm tired of looking for ways to make more money. Now it's like, to make even more money, I got to spend less time with my family, but I want to make more money. That's why you got to do stuff that fuels you. So if you find something that, man, I really enjoy doing, I'm like ecstatic about, like for me, I love doing this. I'm literally talking to the camera. I know I'm going to cut this up, but it's at 13 minutes and I have not stopped talking. So I love this. This fuels me, and I'm not even getting paid for this yet. But I know money is coming. All I'm doing is planting the seeds, and I'm creating the pipeline so I can get money to attract to me. And that's one thing that I want to share with you. When you become valuable, when you make yourself valuable, you don't have to no longer chase money. Money chases you. So for all those people who are trying to figure out, all right, what do I want to do? Even people my age, what do I want to do in life? Like, what is it that I want to do? You really need to sit down and have a conversation with yourself and ask yourself, what is the things that I really like doing? What gives me a true excitement when I'm doing it? Like, what gives me really excitement, a joy that can't be explained, and I just do it, and I just lose track of time? What is that thing? And once you identify that thing, then you need to start doing it more and more often, so you can see in what ways. I'm gonna do you another example. Y'all know I'm country. Got a little country and sophisticated. I put a suit on for you. So let's just say for me, I loved helping people. I always loved, when I was younger, I used to be the class clown. I know I switched it up, but I used to be the class clown. Like elementary school, middle school, I always got in trouble. I always got whoopings for it too. And so I was fueled off of that. So I would take that and I would really think about it. What was it about me making them laugh? Was it just me trying to be funny and trying to get their acceptance? And I was like, nah, that's not it. I feel accepted. And so I was just like, what is it about me, like being a class clown, that made me do it more? And it was the laugh. It was the joy that I brought to people. It was the smiles that I got from people's faces all the time. That's what really brought me joy. So I started to take that and I started to see, okay, what else can I do with it? And as life went on, I started to see, hey, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can speak a little bit. I don't have a problem getting up in the crowd. It don't matter if I speak, like if I'm a good speaker or not. If I can get in front of a crowd of plenty of people, I think my largest crowd that I've spoken in front of is maybe about, I don't know the exact, it was in the school auditorium. So it had to be maybe about 400 students. Shout out to Scarborough High School. But that's my largest crowd that I've spoken from. I perform in front of crowds as big as 5,000. So I'm definitely not scared to get in front of anybody and do anything. So I just took that. I took what I love to do and I put it together. And now that's why I'm in front of you today. And I'm continuing to work on it and I'm building things to where now I'm literally cooking something right now. I'm not going to really say too much, but I'm cooking stuff where I can possibly make money without even being there. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying, if you become valuable enough, you find what you really want to do, you find it, and you really work on that. You got to put time into that craft. And you can do this while you're working on whatever school you want to go to, whatever class you want to study, whatever degree you want. You could do that, but you also need to figure out yourself, because if you wrap yourself around a specific job or a career, if that career ever goes away or if something happens, then you pretty much lost yourself. But if you find yourself and you but if you connect yourself to a career or to a degree, then you always have yourself. And that's the most important thing that you need to remember. So I know I said I got 3 points, but I just got to give you that. I went all the way in. Let me put this mask back on because I'm on fire. I'm about to turn this fan on too. Look, so all I'm saying is, look, if you're trying to figure out what you need to do to come out on top through this coronavirus, first thing is you need to really figure out yourself. Figure out who you are. Like really figure out what is it about me that I like. And then you can wrap that into a package. And now you coming out on top because you know what direction you want to head in. You know exactly, hey, look, this is where I'm leaning to. It don't even have to be a career. It can be something completely new. Because a lot of people, God, dog, y'all keeping me talking. It's been 18 minutes and I'm still talking. That's how I know. You got to find what you're passionate about. That's all I'm going to say. But whenever I was first figuring out, hey, I think I'm going to start speaking. I want to do like speeches, be a public speaker. I hated calling myself a public speaker because I didn't necessarily, that's not what I see. I see myself doing way more. So I'm saying that to say sometimes you have to even try not to label yourself. You have to stop labeling yourself in general. Excuse me. You have to not label yourself so you can let your mind wander. There was many times where I would say I want to be this, but it didn't feel right because that's the image of what that thing was is not really what I want it to be. I want to help people find their purpose. People be like, oh, that's a counselor. I'm like, yeah, but I don't see myself. So tell me about your life. Because I promise by the time you get to 2 minutes in, I'm going to be asleep. And I'm not going to be listening. So I knew for a fact that's not what I wanted to do. So I had to take a little bit of everything that I want to do, and that I found that I really like, and I put it in my own box. I say, this is me. This is what creates me. So I'm not a speaker, but I speak. I'm not a teacher, but I teach. I'm not a videographer, but I do video edits. I'm not a comedian, but I can say some funny stuff. I do a lot of things, but that's not what makes me. I got into a whole nother topic, but main thing is, for this post-coronavirus, you need to come out on top. You need to come out better than you were before. And the first step, the first key to becoming better, to being better than where you were, is finding out what you really want to do.